Welcome back, guys, to Tales of Arise, where last episode our story began with an Dahna work encampment as we witnessed from Iron Mask's perspective the oppression and torture wrought upon them by the armored Renan troops, as another day of forced labor began with an attack on a Renan convoy by Dahna freedom fighters, freeing a captive woman within that attempted to make her escape, with Iron Mask jumping in to assist, carried along the rails to an explosive conclusion. Iron Mask awoke in a Crimson Crow's safe house to find the woman, Shionne Imeris, a Renan, having been taken captive by them. However, before answers could be sought about her and her thorny curse, the Renans found their location, as Iron Mask attempts to escape through the heavily armored troops in his path.
Shionne Imeris Daymore, I hereby detain you in the name of His Excellency Lord Bolseth.
Damn it,
Throw down
I was
your
so
weapon.
close. What the? You've got some kind of death wish? Those are armored soldiers you're...
Shut up and get out of here while you still can!
Step aside, slave. These are Renan affairs you're meddling in.
Hey!
We've got a better chance working together. Besides, I don't much feel like being indebted to a Danon.
Fine, suit yourself.
Why do they have just a space rifle? Combos. Actions strung together with no gaps. Normal attacks have a set limit, while arts can continue until AG runs out. Normal attacks count separately on the ground and in the air. Using an art to go between them can thus extend a combo. Diminishing returns in combos as well. During a combo, if the same art is used multiple times within 4 actions, its penetration will decrease and enemies will recover from it sooner. Continually doing so will raise these penalties, making arts half as effective at their harshest.
Word to the wise, I call my own shots. Just stay out of my way and we'll get along quite well.
It's kind of new for me if you hadn't noticed.
I was about to say, there was
Don't
definitely something
expect
going on behind me there.
Again.
Rising Wyvern!
Go!
Just go over him. Ow!
Here I come!
Quite a big locked into animation timing.
Wyvern!
Did you get a spell get off? It did. So it's going to take a bit of getting used to that combat.
Why did you help me? What could a Danon like you possibly gain from helping a Renan like me?
Trust me, I've no great love for Renans. I guess I'm just not as consumed with hatred as some...
What?
Have we met somewhere before?
Me? Friends with a Danon? Can't say I've had the pleasure.
Well, when you put it like that, yeah, silly question. I don't remember anything about my past. Don't have any clues to go on either. Not even my own face.
Let me get this straight. You don't know what you look like, but you thought I might somehow recognize you?
Something like that. Guess my helping you back there wasn't as self-sacrificing as I made it out to be. Besides, I can't feel pain anyway, so it's not like...
Wait, you really can't feel pain?
Yeah, it's just another thing I don't have. No pain, no face, no memories. I only know one thing about myself, and that's that I'm a slave.
What about your name? You must have one, right?
Iron Mask. Got the name from the person who found me. Said that this way I wouldn't forget I had a real name out there somewhere.
I see.
So where to next?
Outside, silly. What do you think we fought all this way for? Stay sharp. We're going in.
I can't really say. I just thought it was under attack and I started fighting back. You know, when this indicator appears in the bottom right, we can see some skits. So what we just saw was the skit setup, maybe?
Can you even see out of that thing? Like, at all?
Of course I can. How else do you think I managed to avoid tripping everywhere I go?
What is that thing anyway? It doesn't look like anything Dan and I've ever seen.
Beats me. I don't remember anything about my past. When I came to, I was already wearing it. If I could get it off, I would. Damn thing makes it hard to eat. And I can't scratch my face when it itches. It's the worst.
Honestly, I'm just impressed you've managed to survive this long looking like that. I'm sure you attract attention wherever you go.
Most of the other Danons don't pay it any mind. It's in everyone's best interest to just keep their heads down, focus on their work, and pretend they don't notice.
What about the Renan Soldiers? Didn't they notice?
The guards? They're more the kill first, ask questions later type. Be in the wrong place or step out of line and you're dead. Mask or no mask. That said, as long as you keep your head down and don't cause trouble, they mostly ignore you. Honestly, sometimes they don't look all that keen to stir up trouble themselves. A friend of mine said it's because if they kill us without a good reason, it could delay the work and put them behind schedule. At that point, it'd be their necks on the line. You should know more about all that than me, though, right?
I don't serve any of the lords. But I see what you mean. After 3 centuries of Renan rule without much upheaval, it's possible the soldiers might be losing their edge. All this trouble we've caused might be the first excitement they've had in a while.
Well, I don't plan on getting killed for their amusement.
It is indeed a comic panel-like system. And of course, we played something like that recently with Scarlet Nexus with the skits. Very comic panel because, of course, 1 dialogue bottle per panel is more or less what we're getting. Not that there can't be more, but still.
Glad to see you made it. I heard you managed to escape, but I didn't expect to see old Iron Mask with you. In any case, we're all wanted by the Renans. It'll be easier for everyone if you both just come with me.
Where are the others?
They're waiting for us up ahead. Come on.
Stay where you are, dissidents.
Just look at all these soldiers. How badly did they want to destroy this hideout?
Apprehend the traitor! Slaughter the rest! Look out! Shionne! Shionne!
A blazing sword. But how?
Impossible.
The Master Core. He was embedded within her all along. No matter. Kill her if you have to. Just retrieve the core. Attack!
You okay?
Your arms!
Oh, yeah. How about that? Guess it's just as well I can't feel it, huh?
You're not in agony? Wait, are you serious?
Hold still.
Huh?
It's one of my healing arts.
A sword that sears the hand of he who wields it, and a healing art to mend. A man numb to pain, and a woman whose very touch deals nothing but.
Thank you.
All right, let's rout the bastards and finish them off before the surviving stragglers have a chance to regroup. Iron Mask, you coming?
Definitely. I'm not about to go back all that way alone.
So I guess you're not planning on releasing me, huh?
Sorry. You're coming with us.
In that case, there's one thing you should know. No one uses that flaming sword without my say-so.
You needn't worry on that score. I doubt many of us could get close to it in the first place, or would want to.
The blazing sword. It just might be strong enough to match the power of a lord. No, maybe even to surpass it.
Are you sure you're okay?
What do you mean?
Your wound. That soldier nailed you pretty good. Not to mention those flames bursting from you.
They only hit my master core, so I'll be fine. And the flames weren't even hot. It's probably because they're just a manifestation of the astral energy. Honestly, I'm more surprised that you really are incapable of feeling pain.
Did you think I was faking?
No, I believed you. I guess seeing you stay calm while bearing those burns to your hands just really made it hit home for me. It's ironic. I have no problem hurting anyone who touches me. But as soon as I try to wield that sword, it's me who gets hurt.
Do you wish you were impervious to pain too? You realize you could burn your fingers off without even noticing, right?
So what? All I need right now is power. And up until now, I haven't come across anything stronger than that blazing sword the whole time I've been doing this.
You really don't care what happens to you as long as you get what you're after, do you?
Don't talk like you know me.
You... You're right. I don't get you. I don't get why you're so quick to throw it all away. Not when us slaves have never had a choice in whether we lived or died.
We did? I mean, it doesn't seem like that's where the conversation was going. We befriended Shionne. After that conversation, the weird, awkward conversation. Sure, that's also how I make friends. Never's teamed up with your party as well. Shionne's fighting style. She specializes in gun-based long-range strikes and astral arts. Use her to hit enemies from a safe distance and to use healing arts on allies with low HP. Healing arts cost CP to use, so mind your CP total. Shionne's auto mode. When it's enabled, Shionne will primarily target flying and astral art wielding enemies as well as foes with lower HP during combat. She also has CP, cure points. Arts with healing and support effects consume cure points in addition to AG. CP is shared across the party and can be restored with items or by staying at an inn or campground. It can be raised by leveling up or finding specific items. So I constantly have to so that's okay. Boil it down. It's a mana pool for healing spells. There we go. Translated to something you truly understand because you've done it a billion times. That's all you need, right? That's one rusty tree. How do I map?
Our cover's been blown here. Get a move on. We're moving to another base.
Well, I'm going that way. So it doesn't get automatically restored, which is why I'm likening it to a magic or an MP pool on the basis that I usually use items to restore MP. Pretty. A land of brimstone and swirling ash. Orbis Calaglia.
That's...
Glanimede Castle. Stronghold of Lord Balsef. self-imposed ruler of all Calaglia.
I've never seen it from this close before.
That's it, all right. And next to it are the gates of fire. Take a good long look while you still can. That wall is what we've come to tear down. The only thing standing between us and freedom.
Freedom.
Let's go.
Sure, I'm sure it'll be fine. Thank you for the sub. 44 months games are lit. It's this area that's lit, though.
Be careful. If you get close to a Zoogle, they'll attack.
Making contact with an enemy icon will initiate a battle. Defeating all the enemies in a given fight will earn you experience. If all characters on your side are defeated, we get wiped out. Doesn't look like I can attack before I enter. But does he just find the map button? I can't preemptive attack them or anything. And they're not going to let me through normally. Oh, I've got HP now. Change your controls during combat. During combat, press the Option Z button while in the menu to change your character's control mode. Semi-auto automatically moves until in attack range. Manual full control auto fights based on strategy. Semi-auto mode is designed for players who only wish to casually dabble in combat. Meanwhile, manual mode is for those seeking full control. I seek full control.
You're mine!
I'm only getting started.
Rising
You're surrounded. Just stay calm. Don't let them form a pack.
Rising Watcher! Mirage! Here I come!
And again.
You're mine!
Mega ray.
It's over!
It's fine, I'm juggling this dog over here.
Here I go.
Oops, I probably should have...
I'll run you through! Mirage!
He's quite fast to die.
Let me know if you're struggling.
So my HP carries on. The CP gets displayed on the left. I have arts. Art screen. You can assign arts that you've learned to each of the different buttons. We can set 3 arts to use while on the ground, plus an additional 3 arts to use in the air for a total of 6 equipable ones. Press L2 or R2 to inspect the arts you have available. Characters that are set to order can use all of their arts, but you can press a square to uncheck arts you wish for them to avoid. You can also cast healing arts from the screen, which is why I'd come here. On the basis that I took a little bit. So Resurrection is there. First Aid is a CP of 12. It looks like I can only take like 3 hits before I die. So that's interesting. So in that case, I should probably just drop another save quickly. I'm going to have to focus more on the dodging side of things and opportunistic attacks by the look of it.
Don't fight any enemies you can otherwise avoid, all right?
Makes sense. If we try to take them all on, there'll be no end in sight.
You sure won't hear me complaining.
But I like fighting enemies. However, that one looks a bit big. I think I need to learn more of the system first. I mined an antidote rock.
What a weird stone.
I sense a strange power from it. We should gather as many as we can find.
Don't notice me, rock guy. It probably has a weakness on its back. A life bottle, 3 of them. That restores 800 HP, is it?
Seems you found something good. Supplies like that are valuable. Never overlook them.
I mean,
Got it.
I'm tempted
I'll
to
remember
poke it.
that.
If the game's telling me to do a thing, I'll take its recommendation. But equally, this camp's probably here for the reason of healing afterwards.
Let's stop a moment to catch our breath.
But I've barely worked up a sweat.
Speak for yourself. What do you want, a medal? Doesn't look like we're being followed. Fail to grab these rare moments of quiet when you can. You'll end up regretting it later.
You're the boss.
Welcome, J-Mac. Camping out. Resting at a campground will restore your party's HP and CP. While resting, you can watch skits and cutscenes that you previously viewed.
Normally, we should take turns standing guard. But this first time, I'll watch over things so you two can rest easy.
I've never just sat and watched a fire like this before. It's surprisingly soothing.
Well, aren't you getting comfortable? You realize there are still Zoogles prowling around out here, right?
Ah, don't be a spoilsport. It's important to let your mind and spirit relax. Does you a lot more good than you might think.
Interestingly, the game's still constantly trying to press downloadable content. I've not got my PS5 connected, which is why it says unable to download news updates, eh? Zephyr's teachings, what's that about?
Zephyr, why aren't you concerned about who I am?
You feeling left out, son?
No, it's not that. But
You said you wanted to fight so that you can live a free man. At this point, that's all that matters. Even if it somehow turned out you were a Renan, it wouldn't be such a big deal.
a Renan?
Until we know who you are, we can't rule anything out. Besides, we've already got Shionne with us. At this point, what's one more Renan as long as they're on our side?
So you don't see every Renan as an enemy?
Our goal isn't to hunt down and kill all Renans. We only arm ourselves as much as we need to set ourselves free. If you can believe it, not every Dahnan agrees with what we're doing either.
Are you saying we have enemies among the Dahnans?
Not quite. They're just not up for rebelling, per se. The thing you have to remember is that everyone has their own path to walk.
I'm not sure I understand.
That's okay. Just focus on what we have to do right now. However, the time will come when you'll need to decide what to do for yourself.
Iron Mask Missing Core is also available.
How come you don't have a scar on your hand?
A scar? What do you mean?
The Crimson Crows all tore off their own spirit cores, right? But your hand doesn't show any signs of ever having a core like theirs. Why not?
I don't know. I don't remember anything about myself from before Doc found me.
Seriously? You have that mask, you don't feel any pain, and you just happen to know how to fight with a sword? No way. You must remember something.
I'm not lying if that's what you think. Believe me, I wish I knew who the hell I am. But I don't. It's funny how I didn't have any time for soul searching while digging up rocks in a mine.
Still,
Are you saying you've told us everything about yourself?
Zephyr,
It's bad manners to pry when you've got plenty to hide yourself.
you're not gonna ask me about my past too?
Only when I think it's necessary. You're a real man of mystery, I'll admit. That said, I'm not one to dig around in someone's business just out of curiosity. If you remember something and feel like sharing, you're free to do so. For now, I think that's good enough.
Right. Thank you.
And there's even more with the unflinching Iron Mask. But first, thank you, Cerulea, with the reminder for those watching.
so this whole you not feeling pain thing, is that for real?
Why would I lie about it? And why would you care anyway?
No, it's just, you know, I can't imagine what it's like, that's all.
As a slave, I'd say it has its advantages and disadvantages.
Oh?
On the upside, when Renan Soldiers push me around, I hardly flinch. The downside's that I get injured without even noticing. Which means I could be knocking on death's door and not even realize it.
Really?
Sure. I may be numb to pain, but it doesn't make me immortal or anything. Still, I wouldn't have noticed any of this if someone hadn't pointed it out to me. If not for my fellow slaves, I'd be long dead, lying in a ditch somewhere.
And that is our stuff, that we can watch things we've possibly missed or more. I guess it's to rest now, yeah?
A Master Core, huh? Now I see. So that's why Balsef's cronies were so desperate to catch her.
Is that what it's called? The jewel in her chest?
Oh, right. You don't remember a damn thing, do you? Ah, fair enough. Guess it's time to fill you back in. Tell me, you ever wonder why we Dahnans are made to work ourselves to the bone, day in, day out?
Well, when you put it like that, I always just assumed we were mining resources for them.
And don't you think it'd be quicker if they used all that high-powered tech they have? Why go to all the trouble of relying on weak human labor? Listen, what the Renans are really after isn't resources or minerals. It's astral energy. They're harvesting the astral energy that sleeps inside all matter in life forms. And they're doing it the same way they have for the past 300 years, using us Dahnans as mere siphons.
Right. They have machines for minerals, but extracting from Dahnans requires spirit cores. Any astral energy collected passes through a spirit vessel on its way to being stored in a master core.
But why go to the trouble of collecting all this energy in the first place? Do they really need all that juice just to use astral arts?
It determines the Sovereign.
Sovereign? Is that the Renan ruler?
Exactly. 5 lords, each doing whatever it takes to gather as much astral energy as they can and store it in their master cores. Whichever of them manages to accumulate the most power at the end of their contest is crowned the ruler of the Renan motherland. A new crown contest, as they call it, is held every decade or so.
So you see, the Master Cores are the receptacles in which the Lords store their power. And we Dahnans are sacrificed, so the Renans can choose their new ruler.
That's insane! You're telling me that's what our people have been dying for this whole time?
Relax, hero. You're not the only one who's bent out of shape about the whole thing. There are 2 things that I haven't been able to get my head around yet. What business would a Renan have stealing a Master Core? And what's the deal with that blazing sword?
I think the sword is a physical manifestation of the Master Core's astral energy. As for why it took the shape of a sword, well, I don't know any more than you do. Honest.
And that stuff about needing your permission to use it? What was that about?
I'm the only one of us who can control the Master Core to some extent. Without me to adjust the flow of astral energy, the sword can't take a physical form.
What do you want out of this? You may be one of them, but you don't strike me as the ruthless oppressor type.
I'm going to take down all of the lords.
Never thought I'd say this, but I like the cut of your jib, Renan. Very well. As far as we're concerned, the struggle continues either way. And with that sword on our side, our chances of victory just increased. That is, of course, assuming we can count the 2 of you in.
Fine by me. After all, it sounds like we're after the same thing anyway.
Honestly, I'm still a little confused by all this. But if it's a choice between this or going back to being a slave, then I choose to fight.
Then it's settled. Together, we'll overthrow the Renan Lords. And first up on that chopping block is Balsef, the wild beast. Sound good?
I've got to hurry.
Why, because there's nightmare fuel in your chest?
We have another secret hideout in Ulzebek, not far from here. We should be able to meet up with our comrades there.
Sure
I
thing,
hate
Chief.
camping out.
I'd hate it too if I was getting random imagery. This place is just naturally on fire everywhere. Alright, I guess we're going that way. Guess we'll forget about fighting the rock golem. Because, to be honest, there'll probably be another rock golem in front of us at some point. Okay, let's not collapse now while I go across. I'll get some wheat. A type of grain found in climates both hot and cold. When turned into flour, it can be used in a wide array of recipes.
You should be able to eat this.
And bombs.
Whenever you find some, make sure to grab it.
It's edible, huh? Good to know.
Definitely.
Yeah, wheat's edible. It's good to know. Alright, it's good he's down there, but I'm a bit feared about like going down here just because there's something shining in a pond. Can I just jump off? Oh, I can. Can't feel pain. It's fine. His legs all go smash. I'm gonna gather me some fish. A carp. It's best to cook it first before eating, as consuming it raw is dangerous. And some sage. An herb that raises max HP when used. Highly effective. Consuming it gives the eater a burst of newfound
What's this thing?
energy. What's that thing? It's a permanent stat increase, baby. I like the sound of that. Who do you use it on at this point in time? I mean, I'll use it on Iron Mask for now, on the basis that I'm playing as him for now. So we'll see how things work out. Or I can climb faster too. That was quite a long way down, wasn't it? Worth it though. Swimming! Yeah, I'll just go out here. That makes sense. I'm guessing apple gels don't cost CP. Gigant Zoogles. They roam around certain areas. They're very hard to fight. You can get rare items and lots of SP if you manage to beat them. That sounds like you're challenging me. Basically saying they're very hard.
We've almost made it to Ulzebek.
But if I win, good things will happen. Poisonous mushrooms and more.
That's not your run-of-the-mill enemy.
You mean that thing? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not fighting that. I'm not fighting that on the basis that I've played these games. You don't go fighting these things until, like, you can come back and fight the thing. Maybe. Scary.